Starcraft 2 from Stay-at-Home Story Cup number 3. Two of the best and one of the best of the rest. Let me first introduce you to the most lovable pro gamer, the most accomplished pro gamer, and the #1 Starcraft 2 player of 2021, the champion of I Am Katowice, the champion of our hearts, and the best player in the whole world. The Italian Stallion. It's Reynor. And facing him on the other side, a hard-working player. For many years, he ground out the early rounds of GSL. And essentially every single online tournament, you got a tournament at 3 a.m. Korean time, well, Cure's setting an alarm. He's a little more accomplished now. I mean, look who he's facing. But in the bottom right, the blue-collar Terran, putting the work in and getting work done. He might not be favored against anyone, but he can compete. It's Cure. Now, so. Really should have a follow-up to that, eh? Oh yeah, like and subscribe. This series is... The thing is, Cure has beaten everyone. He's beaten Zest. He's beaten Cyril. He's beaten all your top tier. Innovation, TY. He can beat anyone. He just usually isn't favored to. That's the thing, though. Like, he's just very good. He plays to his strengths. His strengths are not having 500 APM microing and splitting Marines. He's not Clem. He's not Beyond. His strengths are also not having such a perfect build order and macro that you overwhelm your opponent with units. He's not Maru. He's not TY. But he gets the right units, usually right around the right time, and they do enough damage to keep him going. And he just always seems, not always, but much of the time he seems to find a way. It almost feels a little like his opponents are, like, Cure is a little on the slower side, reacting to things. Sometimes I think this lures people like Reynor or Cyril or Zest into a kind of a false sense of confidence. And then, right when they least expect it and are least prepared and are just, well, thank you, Cure, for not making this a hypothetical. But then Cure comes in with a Widowmine drop and kills 26 workers and ruins everything. And the Biocurious build, not just a fun pun, but is literally Cure going to Factory Widowmine because he wanted, like, into Bio. That was the original setup for the build. Because Cure is so focused on Widowmines. In fact, getting an armory as well. How exciting. Gonna have to be asking ourselves that question. The armory means, nowadays, that Widowmines, after they fire, need detection to be revealed. And, of course, they still do before they fire, and they're burrowed as well. So, starting things out, essentially going right back to basics here is Cure with a mine drop. He's going to have that armory. He's going to have the potential follow-up. It's starting to look more and more like mech, but it doesn't necessarily have to go down that road. Terran players sometimes wait 6-7 minutes before fully committing one way or the other. Four Widowmines. Now, this medevac, Reynor's expecting Hellions. And then, oh no, it's not Hellions. Okay, alright. He retargets the Widowmine, gets 4 kills. And there's no detection, because he saw it and he's like, oh, Hellions. No, not Hellions. It's not Hellions. Oh, Cure. Okay, he gets out with 1. Here comes an Overseer, a relatively quick layer out of Reynor. But I think at least one of the mines is going to fire again. Cure gets out. He got the damage done. Reynor's at 35 drones. Like, it's already done the damage because Reynor was kind of rushing Spire. When you're rushing Spire, you don't have that much larva left. Don't kill your own medevac, please. Jesus Christ. You fucking kidding me, Cure? Oh my god. I mean, I didn't need that anyways. Too much to micro. I really appreciate how it felt like I was insulting Cure, but Cure just went up and stood up for himself there. So, yeah. If you've never watched a Cure game, I'm not just being mean. I'm being accurate. Here we are. The blue-collar Terran coming in like, sure, he might not keep every medevac or mine or marine or SCV alive, but he'll keep enough. Well, the Hellbats... Not... Okay, well, the Hellbat follow-up kind of was a bit out of tune for the response, I think. Because Reynor's going for... And Cure saw this. He went for a quick lair with a lot of gas. Now, most people would be smelling mutas. Alright? The stench on the air would be so... Even though he didn't see the spire, like, 2 bases, 4 gas, that quick of lair, it's mutas. In which case, it might be a little questionable to go for, like, a mediocre Hellbat attack. And also shoot your own Widowmine into your medevac. But Cure had a build, he executed it. And now we're here. The mutas are out. They're already, like, yeah, I think he knew about the mines. He thought maybe he could get some damage done with Hellbats, but a couple Banelings and a few Queens, and Reynor, a strong member of the hashtag Yas Queens movement, understanding that Queens are potentially the best unit in the game. I mean, there was a nerf to their knitting needles, as these mutas will find turrets already done. There was a nerf. Which means now you have to build like 2 or 3 more Queens than you did before to defend similar things, which most Zerg players have both accepted and embraced. Reynor more so than most. Has it contributed to his success? Yes, I think so, yes. I'm not leaving that as a hypothetical. I'm pretty sure his Queens and Queen management are a big part of why he's just so good. And Queens are a unit that... It's not as intuitive as mutas. Like, mutas are a high APM unit, but Queens with creep spread, inject, these are all the kind of housekeeping things that a lot of slower players don't keep up on as well. But Reynor, with all those Queens, is able to do that, and so much more. Here comes Cure with the Venn scan. He's like, you know what? No, I don't want to fight that. He's already got the armory. Reynor just started his upgrades. It's 1-1 with 2-2. Cure is a full set of upgrades ahead. He hasn't really lost SCVs. Like, this is going great. This is a good game. Despite all the little issues and little mistakes and losing those early game units, Cure has had a solid build with good execution. He's got 2-2 on the way. He's even on supply. He's at 70 workers. Maxing out with 2-2 and then hitting before Reynor can have either Hive Tech or 2-2 of his own. That is a tried, true, and reliable strat for winning against this unit composition. So now all Cure's going to have to do is micro against Banelings. Oh, Widowmine finds an opportunity. There's no detection alongside these mutas. Is that supply depot worth the effort? Well, we got to remember, Reynor, well, it's not worth a muta. Reynor with... like, second-hand carpal tunnel is possible just from watching Reynor. So you gotta be careful. Not to watch too much in first person, if you've ever seen some of those. Alright. Picks up, gets out. Not gonna bother trying to target any down. 4th command center on the way. Cure is getting closer and closer to maxing out, where Reynor is gonna struggle. Don't. Oh, I thought he was gonna run the Banelings into the rocks. Reynor's army is just not, like, he's got 87 drones, but his army just doesn't win the fight. Even mediocre splits with 2-2 Marines against 1-1 Ling Bane. It looks like that same Widowmine, not going to get another shot off. 2-2's closing in. Some reinforcements coming up. The Queen! No, Brenda! Come on, guys! One job! Meanwhile, good splits. Some Widowmines. Cure scrambling. He's in full retreat. He just finished 2-2. He needs to get himself out there. This is the time. This is your time to shine. You have a full 2-upgrade advantage in one of the most key situations to have that advantage. Now is the time to go. Now is the time to leverage that advantage for all it's worth. And it's worth so much. Unfortunately, it seems like Kira's content to sit back and get a 4th, which... Do you really want to let... Oh, wow. You know what? Maybe he's got the right idea. Let Reynor get himself killed. He's got a Thor drop to zone out. The problem is, like... Do you really want to let... Reynor? Do you want to let him sit back and build up? Is that what you want to do? It appears so. The answer to that for Kira is yes. The thing is, the advantages are slipping now. The upgrades, while he's going to have 3-3, Reynor's now maxed out with a hive on the way. Reynor is building his creep up. Still lost a few queens, but they're not hard to replace. Don't tell them that. Optimistic scan. Working on the left side as well. He still has the upgrades for about a minute here. Drilling Claws is done, but Reynor's dealing with those Widowmines relatively well. Yeah, the Widowmines are just gone. Chasing down the army. The Thor gets picked up. Or does it? A few mutas shaved. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh. Well, no more Marines over here. Yeah, there goes the Thor. Oh, no. Oh, no. There's the Widowmines get a shot up. The mutas are falling apart. The thing is, this is exactly what Reynor wants. Reynor wants to bite off bits and pieces of the army. He can't, like, the whole army straight up with an upgrade advantage is dangerous. But, like, a few, like, if you're just going to eat a la carte. Oh, Brenda! Ah, why did we end up here? No! Scouting Queen. This isn't Brood War. Well, that should tell you how far out Reynor's creep spread is. Cure is now putting his army together. The thing is, Reynor's finished 2-2. He's got it done. Adrenal glands on the way. This base might go down, but Reynor now has all the tools at his disposal. Another Widowmine, but Zerglings are nothing. The Banelings trickling in. Mutas, kind of looking for something. Mutas are going to find a couple Widowmines here. Kira's army is holding it together. A whole lot of Banelings. There's Ultralisk Cavern. 13 SCVs go down in the last minute. The income advantage is starting to tell quite a story of who's taking control of the game. Cure had the timing. He had the 2-2. He had a solid army. But he just kind of sat on his heels. And Reynor is not someone to let you just sit back. Reynor, in fact, that was one of his fatal flaws before he became such a well-rounded player, was he just would not stop attacking. Like, at some point, you can only attack so much. But Reynor's become a lot more tempered. But you give him space. You give him an inch, he'll take several kilometers. And Cure gave him most of the map. The mutas just running around, the supply dwindling. Cure down to 60 SCVs. He's got 3-3, but where does he go? Where are you going to go? Oh, who are you going to call? Ghosts? Okay, Buster. Ghosts aren't going to... Well, Ghosts might be needed against the Ultralisk. But he's just kind of losing the turrets. Everyone's been here before. Okay, he might... Even if he gets the mutas, that frees up supply. And usually that's a joke. Oh, the mutas are... Okay, well... Yeah, Reynor is... He's outclassing Cure now. Yeah, Widowmines... Oh, big hit. Oh, wow. And then the Widowmines come in like, who's outclassing? No, it's still Reynor, but there were like 4 Widowmines out there that just took huge bites out of the mutas. But speaking of huge bites, Ultralisk. It's the units that need no micro that hurt the most. There's a few Widow Mines out here. He has lost 30 mutas. Cure has a huge army. 145 army supply. He's got +3 mech plating. Oh, the Widow Mines fire again. There's enough Zerg. He's like, well, SCV is wasted supply. Oh no. The Baneling's rolling by. Not getting enough. There's just not enough army for Reynor to kill this all in one wave. Well, there go the mutas. Transfuses on the hero lists. Reinforcements on the way. Reynor's sending everything to the front. But Cure has a critical mass of units. He's holding it. Cure has enough. For now. There are more ultras on the way, but Cure, the Terran death ball. Reynor trying to migrate. It's a numbers game now. And Cure has built an army of such strength, he may be able to carry it through. He's at 30 SCVs. He needs to go now. There's no time to retreat. There's nothing to retreat to. Oh, the Thor dies. It's getting harder and harder. Like, every minute is going to be Reynor rebuilding at least 50 supply. So, now is not the time for a slow, comfortable pace. Like, the income... look at the graph. It's bad. It's bad for Cure. Okay.
The numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you.
Okay, well, he built some more SCVs. Here come the mines. They never should have left. Oh, mines. Cure's coming back. Cure. No. Oh, no. Well, Spine Crawler's getting involved. Okay, the SCV count is quite low again. There's some mines out here, though. So, like, he's got just mines all over the place. And they're finding damage, which is painful for everyone involved. Like, oh, you know what else is painful? Ultralisks. Ooh. GG! Well. Okay. That was kind of how you expected it to look. Alright. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know which side you're on here. That is kind of going in. You got on one hand the highest speed, most accomplished Zerg player, at least this year. One who thrives, like, you give him a tiny bit of space. All Reynor needs is like a tiny bit of breathing room. You give him that, and then he just takes everything. The whole map is gone. It's his now. And Cure, right as his 2-2 timing finished, he retreated, which is not how you exercise map control. I think he lost confidence in himself. In putting that time, like, I'm sure Reynor was scared of it. I'm sure Reynor was very concerned. He knew what the upgrades were. You can easily check and know the timing that, like, the Marines had 1-1 and I had just started 1-1, so obviously he's going to have an advantage. But Reynor, I'm sure, was he was almost desperate with the mutas. He took so many mine hits because he really wanted to keep Cure at home with the mutas. Like, he was willing to play a little less safe with them, and he never plays safe with his mutas, but, like, because he needed to keep Cure at home. And he succeeded wonderfully, so. But the mines did good. Jimmy, can we... Yeah. Yeah. Well. No proxy racks. I don't know if a proxy racks would be a better call. Cure has proxy rack. Every Terran. Alright, it's on the resume. But Cure has never struck me much as a proxy racks player. In fact, essentially no one but Maru has ever struck anyone as a proxy racks player. Somehow Maru is both like an incredible macro Terran and a cheesy proxy player. All at the same time. Maru, a man of many talents. Cure works hard. Is this a 2-1-1? What year is it? Okay, so now Cure is going to switch up from the Widowmine drops into Marine Micro. Which is definitely a play you can make. I'm a completely unbiased caster who only gives objective commentary and keeps my opinion and anecdotal analysis out of it. And with that said, this is a terrible idea. Kira, you can't micro Marines like that. What are you doing? Reynor will never expect it for similar reasons. But, I mean, he might just scout it, so... I would love to be wrong. I'm excited for Cure to just pull out, like, some Clem-level Marine Micro. And it was like, finally, my true power is unleashed. I've been playing with one hand the whole time. And then switches to Protoss, like, pulls a Neeb. Like, what do you mean, Neeb? Well, Neeb was Terran. And he played in WCS as Terran. You know how much success he had? Is this the first time you're hearing of that? 2-1-1 is... So this build is almost retired. Especially in just the generic 2-base version, which... At this point, Reynor knows what this is. He's building 3 queens. Hashtag Gauss queens. He's focusing on the creep. I'm sure he'll build another round of Zerglings when this Overlord pops. And the Zergling spots the... Oh, it doesn't... It's supposed to have 16 Marines. That's not enough Marine. He goes a little quicker than usual. Because the medevacs are done. This is just not... It's 12 Marine. Close enough. He gets out a little quicker, I guess. But he has less Marines, so... Like, adaptations. We've moved beyond this build. We've moved into, like, 3cc with some Hellions into the medevac drop. Okay, well. The queens are just bullying the Marines. Yeah, get off our... We don't like your kind around... Brenda. What, Karen? We don't like their kind. Yeah, you can't just say that anymore. Not since the war. Yes, I can. Oh my god, what have I done? Shut up. So Cure has successfully killed 1 creep tumor and an Overlord, and the Overlord wasn't with the drop. I'm not even sure the Zergling was, actually. Okay. But maybe if we throw a couple tanks in the mix. I don't know if he saw those Zerglings running around. Okay. The Zerglings are gonna just... thankfully does have a wall. The tank push has to start pretty far out. Reynor just has 10 queens here, most of them at the front now. Combat shields and +1 are quite far off. Reynor is setting up to smash this. There's no Baneling speed, but he has Zerglings at all flanks. And with this many queens, he can tank the tanks. He's gonna come in through the bushes. Oh, he's ready. Combat shields and +1 are about to finish for Cure, but will he make it there in time? The answer, no. Reynor, he's coming in from all sides. Oh my god, it's a total disaster. Oh my god. Reynor just eats it. Oh, 1 bite. Absolutely massacred. No chance. What are you gonna do with those? Where are you going? Yeah, he asked the same thing. Those are Zerglings. They can't. Okay. Wow. Okay, that was I mean, that was kind of exactly what we expected, but it was even worse. Like, okay. Well, here we go. Oh, gets one. Maybe scan, no scan, some scan. Brenda! Oh, the transfuse! You can't even get the... Oh my god, watch out! Oh! Oh! Was it worth 2 creep tumors with the scan? I don't know. Yes, I do. That was terrible. Oh my god. Out of nowhere, Reynor just comes in and backhands him again. Oh! 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 Wow. Yeah, this is terrible. Okay. Maybe this time, though. Maybe this time. Essentially the same army, but with combat shields and +1. But now there are more Zerglings with Baneling speed. And also, there's just, like, 10 a gaggle of queens, a whole knitting crew. The queens might be enough. The queens aren't quite enough to take this on their own. With this much transfuse, it's kind of close, though. And here comes Reynor. The jaws open up. He's ready. The Liberator's in questionable positions. Everyone dies. Everyone who couldn't jump into a medevac dies. Game over. Best of 3 goes to Reynor. It's all over. What a disaster. But wait. There's more. You might be like, Winter, did Reynor just win? Why is this video so much longer? Because this was a group stage match. And in the Stay at Homestory Cup, it's GSL style groups. So here, Reynor battled through. Cure would go on to beat Max Pax. Spoilers. We might see that match. Which left him, and then Reynor lost to Stats. Which set us up for a final match. A best of 5. Round 2. Ring the bell again. Bring in the Italian Stallion. And bring in that one guy off the street who says he plays Starcraft. And here we go. Round 2. And I decided, like, I debated whether having 2 videos. I just wanted to get the whole experience. It all happened in one day at Stay at Home Story Cup, so they don't get any advantages going in. This is the final match to decide. Whoever loses this match is knocked out of the Stay at Home Story Cup. So, we're once again on Pillars of Gold. This is where we start off. Cure, obviously, I'm sure, was holding back. Maybe Max Pax warmed him up. Of all the people to play to face Reynor again, of all the possible opponents to prepare you, assuming you win, which is a strong assumption, to face Reynor a second time, I could think of almost no less helpful player, no offense, than Max Pax. One, not a Zerg, which isn't necessarily bad, but also it's Max Pax. So so Cure hot off the Max Pax victory. Is back up again against the world champion. In Stats, who knows what would have happened in I Am Katowice, but I Am Katowice seemed to be, it was a high-powered tournament. Players like Reynor and Zest, Maru, Clem, like players who are very micro and speed intensive. Party. Making it real far. Which is usually not the trend. It was surprising to see so many, like, high-powered players. I say that, like, in contrast, there are players like TY for Terran, Stats for Protoss, and Cyril for Zerg. Those are players who are, like, you don't know them for their micro. Their micro was perfectly great. But, like, you don't think of stats as a micro player. By definition, you don't get the title the Shield of Ire because your Blinkstalker micro is amazing. Even if it's perfectly acceptable. So, maybe we're trending that way. Towards those high APM, high risk, high reward players. We will see. Cure is in neither of those categories. Is this whole series, like many other series, and even series Cure's not in, me just... It's not even making fun of. It's a respect. It's a different kind of respect. But it's a respect for Cure as a player. Like, just consistently doing well. And it's impressive. He's just built 3 CCs. Ah, there you go. Getting a little Maru-based inspiration. Maybe Maru came over. Maybe Maru called him up, messaged him on AIM or something. He's like, yo, here's what you do. You just build 3 CCs. And then Cure's like, wait, what if he builds anything? And Maru's like, whatever, just micro. And Cure's like, what do you mean? Maru's like, you know, micro. Cure has left the call. But he got the 3 CCs. So here we are. And, like, Zergs don't really punish it. There was a phase where roaches and lings were kind of a thing. But that fling has ended. And now most Zerg players will just say, oh, you got 3 CCs? I'm going to build even more drones. And that leaves us at this intense macro. In fact, that's why the 2-1-1 we just saw, and any sort of 2-base builds feel a little dated. Because it's hard for a Terran player to compete with a Zerg who just... It's hard to get past the queens, okay? Like, the monarchy is too strong. It's in so many different ways. And in trying to get damage done against that, the Widow Mines in Game 1 of Series 1 were good, but... If you don't go 3cc, it just doesn't feel like you can compete with a Zerg economy. You have to do damage that is unlikely to be done against a Zerg. It's partially map dependent as well. Oh, the Vikings. Brenda, what do you mean? Okay. Let them have one. False sense of confidence. You remember last time on this map. It's fair. Cure, just kill the drones. Oh my god. He's like, you know what's better than killing 10 drones? This creep tumor. Well, he got the creep tumor. Well, it's like the Viking didn't make it to Valhalla. I know. This time around, wait, are there NG base? Reynor's going for the Ling upgrade strats. How much has he seen? He saw the 3rd CC. And it's becoming pretty apparent. This Liberator's very well placed. In fact, the Spore Crawler hurts. Liberators known for their annoyingness. Meanwhile, the Queens will stop the way. There are some pretty nasty positionings. Okay, he sees the Lings. What are we doing? There are Queens everywhere. Oh, I guess we ended up in the mineral line. 3 drones killed. Liberator. Microed back. There's just gangs of Queens all around the map now. Reynor's splitting them up. What am I watching? Oh my god, remember when Liberators had an anti-air attack? Don't you remember the first year of Legacy of the Void when tanks could fly, but they also couldn't need to because Liberators could kill all air units and then siege up and kill all ground units? Ah, yes, the good old days. Cure. He's like, well, we don't want to overbook. Cure over here. using his experience as an airline attendant in order to fill up his medevacs with not too many Marines. You gotta be. You don't want to be jammed in there. It's uncomfortable. And social distancing. He will clear up the creep. So overall, despite all of this, no real damage to either side. Reynor has 1-1 done. He has a lair done. He hasn't started 2-2, but it'll start in 2 seconds. Sorry, Reynor. I didn't finish. It started at the beginning of my sentence. Okay, I knew it was coming. Is there an armory? There is an armory. So Cure shouldn't be too far behind on upgrades, which is pretty standard. The queens. He looks at the queens. He's like, you know, actually no. Reynor, on paper, the Marines maybe could kill the queens, but the queens can't read. They can only kill. And that's what matters. Maybe some Hellbats getting in the mix. Here comes a solid army. Reynor's gonna have Baneling speed. Cure has a few mines involved. This has been the most passive game thus far. Cure is poked and prodded to limited success, but that doesn't mean this army isn't... This is what happens when you go 3cc. You don't have to get damage done. You can put together a strong army. The risk of 3cc is getting punished early, or not pressing any map control you can get. Okay, the Banelings coming through. Zerglings from the back. A little late this time around. The Marines finding... Okay, well... A bit messy. But, oh, there's still some mines here. So maybe... Reynor! You see, this is how the mines get the damage. It's not the first shot, it's the fourth one. That Overseer should be done in time. Reynor! Okay. He almost lost like 20 Banelings to a mine that had already been... He can't hear me, which is probably good. Though, I feel the need to add some exclamation points wherever mines are concerned. And here we go. Finally, the real play. Lings and Banes. Multiple spores. We see what Reynor... He realizes the weaknesses. 2-2 finishing. That is a very optimistic set of Banelings there. Oh, did he just manually detonate those? It looks like it. Some more drops coming out. Lings and Banes searching for the rest of the drops went. The mines are cleared up. Cure's making 3 mines at a time. The full Bio-Curious build in play. Relying on the mines probably more than any of the Marines. Lunker's on the way. Is this the rescue team? We're here to save you, boys! Oh. Maybe not? I don't... Okay. Well, the Widow Mines are doing a good job, so there's that. I just... A little bit... Wires crossed a little there. Meanwhile, there's also these, for whenever Cure gets around to it. The next drops. Hydras are going to help a bit against the mines. Drilling Claws, but the Banelings have their way first. And, like, Cure's doing damage. He's got 3-3 on the way. Lurkers. Brandon, no! Oh, no! Well, a lot of transfuses, but the Marines finally get the fight they wanted. Murdering the Queens. The Widow Mine's helping out Cure. Oh, there you go. I just say, like, when would I remember those medevacs exist? And that's how I do observing. It works very well. Okay, so Zerglings aren't going to cut it with even upgrades. Right? Right. And then, oh, even a little target fire in there. There you go. Maru would be proud. Cure coming in from the left. Widow Mines. Oh. Widow Mines. Lurker is a great counter to Widow Mines. Of course, the scan gonna spot him. Was he just... Okay, alright. Burrow. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I don't know, Cure. Well, it's a mess. But, it's a good mess. Ah. Reynor not going to be happy with those lurkers. What am I watching? Okay. So that's a lot of lurkers to lose to a bio army. That is 1,000 gas of lurkers. Oh my god. Well, there go the mines, which means the rest is going to have trouble. It's been Reynor has 100 drones, so he can replace most of this. The limiting factor is going to be the gas. Whereas Cure's limiting factor is going to be his ability to control units in more than one place at a time. Because Cure has 4 bases. He's got a good income now. Reynor has more, as you might expect, but like, he can build all of the units, but he has to actually use them. There's just drops kind of scattered all over there. Like, you never know when you'll need them. Oh, there you go. There's a surprising and a concerning lack of mines. Oh, pretty good wall off here. Any banelings? No banelings. Banelings are kind of an important part. All right, so let's put myself in Cure's like moderate shoes. Oh, Cure. Oh no, it appears Cure hit a certain hotkey. The everyday Terran, okay? We've all been there. Thankfully, not one single Hydra. None Hydras. Don't look! Oh. No, well. What a day. What a day. Okay, well. How did they get out? This fight's happening. Reynor's kind of haphazardly coming in. Multiple Nidus Worms in the main, but Reynor's kind of losing many of his units. Then in come a couple lurkers. Reynor's losing a lot here, though. He lost the queens. The Niduses in the main have been unscouted. I'm not sure. Oh, panic! Ah! Oh, wait, it's one lurker. Well, okay. Alright, well. One Zergling. Don't forget about the Zergling! Meanwhile, this army's actually pretty deadly. That's a lot of army supply. Reynor can only build about 104 army supply. Cure's at over that right now. Yeah, I'm not sure if the Niduses are the call when you need to beat the army. It's not a bad call. He's got money. He actually has to win the fight, though. These fights have not been as clean as in the first series. Reynor's been struggling to find those engagements that just crush Cure's army, because Cure has built an army that's not incredibly crushable. He has a lot of hard-to-swallow units here. Tanks, ghosts, and most importantly, Widow Mines. That's a lot of tanks. Lightning Cloud getting involved. Oh yeah, there's all of the medevacs are over here because that's what happened. Nidus Worm in the back of the main. A hot pickup there. Pierce Cure hasn't noticed the... Oh, watch out. Oh, well. The medevacs. Oh, well, they're trying... It's unclear who's winning the fights, because it feels like Cure has the army, but Cure also keeps losing track of his units. Like, Cure should be able to win these fights, but then Reynor comes in and just kind of barrels over him. Yeah, now Cure has more medevacs than he has units to heal with them. So Reynor, I love this from Reynor. I didn't realize what the Niduses were for, because the Niduses aren't for killing the production. They're for the distracting Cure at all. You've already seen the effect. Cure... He just doesn't have a lot of attention to throw around. That is a finite resource. And every time one of those Niduses pops in, Cure's army finds itself in dire straits. And Reynor has been using that to great effect. And this is the issue with letting Reynor go for too long. 2 more Niduses in the main. I mean... There is still the threat of killing the product. He does need the main base. Oh, some drones. Reynor losing track of some things, but Cure's slowly bleeding out. Oh, GG. Okay. Taps out. All right. He had lost most of his economy, He's just done. He's just done with the Night Assist. A better performance from Cure than we've seen in the first series, but Reynor struggling against the mines. But the thing is, I think with some slight adjustments, Cure just needs to buckle down, needs to pull up his bootstraps, or whatever, or pull up? I don't know. It's not 1964. Neither of these players even within 50 years of that. Oh, close. Reynor's younger than Brood War. Anyways, not relevant. What is relevant is that Cure is getting closer. Okay? If I was Reynor, I would be not concerned. I wouldn't say concerned. I would be... What's a word for mildly concerned without saying mildly concerned? Not intrigued, because it's not like a happy concern. Meanwhile, Cure's proxy raxing, which I think is a good call. Wary. I like that. Wary. Because concerned implies like a focused effort, but wary is like, just be wary, okay? Perturbed. I like the word. I like the word perturbed. I like it so much. It's so rare that I barely know how to say it. I'm probably saying it wrong. Perturbed. Apprehensive. There you go. We got the SAT words out here. Well, hopefully Reynor is wary. There's a move command. A very suspicious move command. Where is that move command coming from? Is it just one of the SCVs? I think so. Reynor went pool first, though. He went pool first. Not again, like, he didn't go early pool, he went pool first, which is just, I want to make sure a proxy Rex doesn't kill me. Well. well. Unfortunately for Mr. Cure,
Command center upgrade complete.
So there is kind of a weird dynamic. There always has been with proxy Rex, but slowlings at some point are not going to be enough. When you do go early pool, you struggle to have the larva, which means these roaches are going to be great, of course. But there is a few moments here. There are a few moments where Cure can get damage done. Or at least threaten it. He doesn't want to get too crazy. I was going to say behind his bunker. I mean, that's what bunkers are for. They're called bunkers. They're not called, wow, let's go crazy. Party hovels. No. I don't think that would fit on the screen. So... they're definitely not called that. There are roaches out, but Cure has managed to lose only one SCV. Oh, well, that's enough Marines that he's just killing the roaches. Like, this is... it's weird. And this it usually favors a Terran when things get weird. Because Terrans have a much... easier. No, don't touch the rocks. I don't care if you're a G out. Is he really gonna... okay. So you have to remember, Reynor only has 21 drones. That's the awkward part of this. When you go for the early Roach Ravager, you don't have a ton of drones. By definition. Like, so Cure is actually ahead on economy. So Reynor does need to do some sort of damage here. Or at least slow down Cure enough to catch up. So we're in a really... this is where the pool first, if it doesn't straight up shut down... like, this was only a 2 rax proxy. Which is the, like... yeah, let's get engaged, but we'll set the wedding for a year or two from now, because I'm really not sure about it, but I'm not going to say no of proxies. You're like, was that a personal experience? No, but I've seen it. I don't. So now Cure is flirting with a macro game. Reynor also is. There's a tank way back. Everybody, like, nobody's quite sure what they want here, which is, you know, typical. And Cure just builds a third command center. See, that call with Maru, as condescending as it was, I imagine just Maru smiling the whole time, saying, just micro. Like, and Cure's like, look! Look! I have a cyclone! I killed 2 lings! Are you happy now, Maru? Maru just sits there laughing. And that's all Cure sees. But, you know what really got across? 3 command centers! 3 command centers! Cure's gonna have 3 command centers by the time Reynor gets his third. Reynor has a few more drones, but mules make up for a lot of the difference. They're worth about 5 apiece. So 3 command centers can be worth upwards of 15 more SCVs, depending on the timing, and depending on exactly where they are, but like, so that is why, even when Terrans are down a dozen workers, it's not really a huge deficit. Okay, the Cyclone just doing the world tour here. Cyclone Rumspringer. Get out, see the world, see how dangerous it is. Go back home. Go kill overlords. That is your purpose now. So I guess we're going to begrudgingly go... Well, wait. Oh. And now he's dead. Reynor is going for the most outdated but effective. Like, there's no quite replacement for punching someone in the face really hard. And Roach Ravager is the equivalent of punching someone in the face. Like, they might be able to dodge it or block it, but if they don't, they're going to get punched in the face really hard. And that's the subtlety and micro potential of Roach Ravager. A couple tanks at the back. Wait a second, these Marines gets 1 tank, but the Marines are quite dangerous. There's not the Zerglings and Mainlings. There's not a lot of Queens because of how these openers shook down. Wait, why are you He's trying to get the tank out. He's going to get the tank out. Forces a lot of Roaches and realizes, importantly, that it's going to be a Roach Ravager. This is a key part of it. He can now build... Well, 1, on paper, medevac drops become a lot better. Because 1, the lack of Queens. And 2, Roaches and Ravagers not well known for their anti-air potential. And 2... just building tanks. Tanks are the call. As good as mines are, you get a critical mass of tanks, and no amount of Ravagers is going to solve that. Like, 5, 6 tanks, and suddenly it becomes a overwhelming commitment to actually attack. Are you, Kira, are you just going to... Wait, does he see him? No, because the vision is blocked. It looks like Reynor trying to expand his vision. Well, that Roach will see something. Cure maneuvering well. This was a very good, like, he used the proxy well. He used it to kind of leverage this into a game. He didn't force Reynor down the Roach Ravager road, but he definitely encouraged it. Reynor already had the Roach for him, so based on what Cure was doing, he kind of had to build Roaches. So now Reynor's got all these shitty Roaches and Ravagers here. And now he's like, well, what am I supposed to do with these? Max out and hopefully do some damage and hope Cure loses all his Marines to Banelings that I don't even have yet? The answer is, I guess, because there's not much more you can do at this stage of the game. Yeah, okay. There's only a few queens. Almost loses a full medevac to him. Okay. Cure's doing a very good job, though. I feel like, yes, good job, Cure. There you go. That's how you do it. Map control. No, watch out. Oh, come on. If there had been one, he almost. Never mind. Don't encourage him. Just let it happen. I don't. He's very lucky there wasn't one more corrosive bile because he did not. I said roaches and ravagers not well known for their anti-air. That doesn't mean they don't have it. It's just not supposed to actually hit. Tutu's on the way. Tira's going to be showing that up. Reynor has to dodge his own corrosive biles. Thing is, none of this is going to be as cost effective as Ling Bane. Cure, if he pushes with 2-2 and +1 mech. There's an Ultralist Cavern. There are Vipers on the way. Baneling speed. The problem is for Reynor, it doesn't solve how cost effective Cure's army is going to be. He's going to be maxed out. This is it. Now, there's no mutas to drag him back home. Reynor always has a counterattack ready, but without mutas, without a significant amount of Ling Bane, this is a deadly army. Make no mistake, and he's done a lot to shore up the... oh. The corrosive biles are hitting things they have no right. But that doesn't change this attack. It doesn't change the fact this is an overwhelming amount of Terran. He needs Blinding Cloud. But even then, the tank's between a rock and a hard place. He didn't kill the one most important creep tumor here. A great tank spread, though. Reynor gonna wait as long as he possibly can. The Viper's coming into range. A relatively small counterattack. Cure's reinforcement should be enough to handle it. And Roaches just don't have the impact. Oh, the Baneling's doing about as best as they can do. Ultras are about to pop, but I don't think they have chitinous plating. They do not. So they're just good for soaking damage and not much else. There's nothing here that really deals the damage. Not to this army. Cure stepping forward. Roach Ultra is not, especially without upgrades, is not where you want to be. A few Roaches on the counterattack. Here come the Ultralists. A few Queens. They have a lot of energy. But even the Marines are a great threat to them. The tank's moving forward. The Roaches finding damage. And here come the Banelings. Oh, God. Baneling's doing a lot of damage. Parasitic Bomb. He actually gets the medevacs out. Well done by Cure. Queen slaughtered. Reynor holding on. He's up against the wall. Is there enough? Another Parasitic Bomb. Good split off. I mean, that one was going to go okay. Maybe not that. Maybe not the one that's upgrading +3 Carapace Reynor. Maybe any other. Maybe the other Evo. Okay. Go. Cure having a hard time, like, licking the stamps here for this one. But another couple three. Okay, okay, now good luck dodging this. Oh my. Well, there go the medevacs. Okay. Ooh. He's down to 2. Cure is really taking his sweet, sweet time on this one. He does have 3-3 on the way. He has 4 bases. It's still on Reynor to figure this out. Like, oh, the Vipers have done most of the work here. Reynor has been allowed to max out, essentially. Again, chitinous plating is done. Cure's about to finish +3. These Evo Chambers are stressing me out. I'm sure they're stressing out Reynor as well. Cure... wow, he's like, I never get to do this. Look how sick my tank spread is. It is great. That is about as good as it gets. Like, that is about as perfect. Like, Blinding Cloud only hits 1 tank apiece. Here come the Ultras. Is it going to be enough? The Marines and Marauders running through. The tank line goes so deep. And Reynor, he has the manpower. Maybe it was spread a little too thin. Cure just took his sweet country time. This is when you turn around? Like, really? I know, okay. I don't... Cure really just... He monologued. He was monologuing! Cure! That siege tank spread was monologuing. He's on the doorstep. He just needs to pull the trigger. And Reynor, like, he let Reynor escape. Because Reynor was all but dead. Like, if those tanks push in 30 seconds quicker, he probably just loses everything. But Cure is just like, well, good thing there's not another half of the map. Except, wait a second. Well, 12 SCVs. Baneling's coming in. Ultra, chopping. Unfortunately, you kind of need the Marauders. Oh, he gets the base. Oh, Liberator. Whoa, no. Oh, no. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Why are they even returning the minerals like that? It looks so weird. No, it's still there. Oh, my God. Reynor. You're a big fan of units that he doesn't have to look at for them to kill everything. Marines are not one of those units. Marines not well known for being a just kind of let them go. They'll be fine on their own type of unit. Oh, looks like a certain hotkey was used here. So Cure has multiple points now. What? What am I watching? Oh my god. Oh god damn it. What is this? Oh, yeah. And don't you forget we have an anti-air attack. Mm-hmm. Oh well. I don't... Alright. So this game continues. Does he have advanced ballistics? He does not. Well, here come the Ultras. You can't fit all the Marines and Marauders in those medevacs. Well, don't worry. I don't think he's going to have that issue. Neither will he have the issue over EMPs on the Vipers. Parasitic Bombs. Some snipes. Banelings. Parasitic Bomb. This fight is kind of slowing down. But it does appear that nobody wins, but Cure lost less. This is happening. Does he have building armor? He does not. That could have changed everything. It probably wouldn't, but... Meanwhile, it appears 17 more drones died, and I'm pretty sure this Liberator with 25 kills is going to be taking credit. No. 26 kills. What am I watching? Wow. Wow. That Liberator may have just won the game for Cure. If Cure wins this game, which is a massive neon lights if. Because he's, well, I don't know. Reynor is not, he's not respecting the risk to reward ratio of your average Liberator. Reynor's at 66 drones, which is still better than Cure's SCV count, but Cure has mules. The incomes, the mule peaks and valleys here. The mule's really redefining the geography of the income graph since 2010. And now we're here. Cure has several times looked like he was on the doorstep of victory, and then he decided to take all his clothes off, roll around on the lawn until Brenda came outside with a shotgun and said, "Get the hell off my lawn." And then Cure just rolled back onto the sidewalk, and that's where we are now. The Ultras, like the Ultras, you know what would be a great upgrade for Ultras? A diet upgrade. Like, maybe they have 25% less HP, but they're also 25% less thick. Sorry, Ultras. Like, the massive units should be massive, of course. Like, you've got Thors, you've got Ultras, you got Archons, you got your mother. But it's a little much, like... And then there should be the opposite upgrade, which is the bulking upgrade. It replaces the speed upgrade. 25% more HP, but +1 armor, and they're twice as large. Alright, those Ultras bulking up. Meanwhile, all the Ultras come in from the same side and get gunned down by Cure's firing squad. Great ghost snipes there. Reynor lined him up for him, and suddenly, wait a second, Reynor lost like 8 Ultras. Yeah, that's not how you do it. As a great man once said, when I'm really far ahead and I want to lose, I make Ultras. Ultras have been buffed like 3 to 5 times since then. Ultras are way better than the good old days of complaining about Terran and apologizing for playing it. But at the same time... Oh, is that an infestor? Wow, we're really breaking out all the toys, aren't we, Reynor? Kind of a desperate play. Oh, here's some tanks. Yeah, that's where tanks go. I mean, the Zerglings are gonna die. Reynor still has 64 drones. Cure! Cure! Kill him! Cure! Reload! No! No! Cure! Cure! Jesus Christ! Keeps turning around. You get the F2 getting a workout here. He is using the Selectal Army Hockey. It's super apparent. He's just like us, guys. Things get real dicey, and the Selectal Army Hockey gets used more, not less. You can tell on the mini-map. Everything moving towards a certain point. I mean, he still has the army. It's all good until your Liberator decides it's gonna fly across all the queens. This is still like this is a deadly army. He has the army. I don't know what he's gonna do with these. Reynor's just transferring drones into their death. Remember Reynor's in this game? How does Reynor slip out of this one? He's now set up. Good thing there's not another half of the map, right, Cure? He's really set up here. But what is... The Ghostland sick EMPs, which causes Reynor to panic and kill his own hatch with Consume. He is really moving in on this. Oh, the Infestors just die as they unburrow. And there should be enough. Is there a Blinding Cloud? Not really. GG. Cure does it! Kicking and screaming and F2ing and like he puts the work in, he grinds it out, he builds one Liberator. He did everything he needed to do, from the proxy racks to the to whatever the end. He takes a win, and Cure is on the board. Reynor not respecting, and I mean Reynor found himself, it was an awkward game all around. Like Reynor was forced into a Roach Ravager composition, which no Terran, or no Zerg rather, no self-respecting Zerg is particularly happy with. Cure just kind of walked away from his 2 racks, like he was 2 years into a 2 racks major and then decided he liked factory building more, which was probably a good choice. Game 3 of this second series. Remember, in the first best of 3 at the beginning of the groups here at Stay at Home Story Cup, Reynor just kind of walked over Cure in a total of 20 minutes. That game was 23 minutes in and of itself. So never say he doesn't put the work in. I've said all I need to say. He's back to the non-proxy racks. I don't think twice in a row was gonna cut it. But Reynor is just, I don't even know. Like, it feels like Reynor, that was a bit of a throwaway game. Roach Ravager is never a great... The only reason it went on that long is because he was, like, killing medevacs with Ravagers, which you have no right to. But Kira was just kind of sitting there, taking it. Medevac's an afterthought. And of course, like, you can't give Reynor that kind of time. He almost did it again. If the EMP hadn't landed on those Vipers near the end, he had 5 or 6 blinding clouds or whatever other energy he wanted to use. And that could make things look... The big engagement where the Ultras came in one side and everything else came in the other, that made it easy for Kira to line up a round of snipes, and he wiped out the Ultras almost before the fight started. Essentially, how Terran versus Zerg is supposed to go is the Zerg hits as hard as they can, so that way they can win the rest of the fight. Because if they don't hit hard enough, with most unit compositions in most fights, the Terran, they start healing with medevacs, the tanks fire, the Widowmines are recharging, ghosts are getting spells off. Like, the start of the fight is the Zerg just bludgeoning much of the time. Sometimes bludgeons with a little bit of like blinding clouds or whatever. So in comes the bludgeon, and then the Terran staggers back and tries to survive. And when the bludgeon gets sniped out, and half the army just dies before the fight starts, that makes it a lot harder to get that critical damage. I do like what Cure that call with Maru has really paid off here. Though Cure continued. Oh, I guess the. Oh, wait. He gets out. Micro. See, Maru? Micro. But the 3 CCs are what have been driving this whole series home. Even in game 1 was still Cure. Looking pretty solid with 3 CCs. It was just Reynor eventually wore him down, as Reynor do. That the 3 CCs seem almost required now. The way things are currently played out. You're just not gonna compete otherwise. Even if you go for a proxy Rex. If the game goes anywhere past the proxy Rex phase, you still need the 3 CCs. In fact, they're almost better then, because if you've defended any early units, the Zerg has to spend extra time building up. Micro. Looking for those creep tumors. This time, Reynor's going to be allowed to build his unit composition, and by that I mean more queens. Overlord gets in, sees everything relevant, and then dies. So, sucks to be him, but his work here is done. Sees a non-tech labbed starport building either a medevac or a liberator, very likely. Well, or the Viking shot him in the face and killed him, in which case also knows it's a Viking. Sees a 3rd command center, which is the biggest and most important, like physically the largest, but also in terms of the state of the game, the most important thing to scout. And then a Tech Lab Drax doesn't tell you much, but it implies that he wants to go bio. And like a classic Terran, he's building an armory and upgrading stim, because that's just how Terrans do. It's gonna be an armory push, but he has... Okay, sure, yeah. Okay. Everybody, Transformers assemble! And also you guys, hello? Liberator at the back. Great Liberator timing. Right as he comes in with the Hellbats, the Hellions doing a good job. They're going to find an opportunity where the Hellbat zone out the Queens. The Liberator denying Monty in the main. 7 kills. The drone's entirely exposed. It might take a bit to kill him, but Reynor's losing so much. A great attack out of Cure. Everything's burning. It's a disaster for Reynor. He doesn't have the drones to burn here. All puns intended. His entire game plan is going up in flames. The roaches are way too little and way too late. Reynor down to 50 drones, which isn't... whoa, and Reynor attacks his own creep tumor. Which also, he gets to go through the spontaneously combusting gauntlet. The Queens, Brenda, burns! The Hellbats win the fight. What happened? Cure with a bare bones attack, really? Like Hellbat with 1 Liberator. Seems like that should be another day at the office for Reynor. But Cure managed to pick him apart and, well, take the rest home and put it on the Barbie. That was a great attack with way too much damage. And I don't know why Reynor is so intense on the roaches. The roaches were for the Hellbats. But Reynor's going roaches again, and it's too little too late. He's got 1-1 on the way, but he's forced into the same situation as last game. He's once again, he has no queens. The queen. And here come the Hellions. Well, okay, that wasn't good. But he's down to 3 queens, so the creep spread is going to suffer. With essentially, Reynor gets one attack. He gets... Oh, I guess he just gave up on the Hellions. He gets... Well, Cure shouldn't be going out here. He gets his 1 attack. He has a bunch of roaches with +1 and with speed. Well, he doesn't have speed. And now the Marines are just chasing him. He has 1-1. He's got to fight. Like, you have to fight. He's trading okay. But you don't want to trade. You have to bludgeon. Reynor smash. The thing is, Cure has more workers. He's going to have 1-1 upgrades. He's building tanks, Marines, and he's building a 4th on... Okay, Cure. He's feeling it. This is 100% like, That Hellbat attack did way better than I expected. What am I going to do with this stimulus check? I don't know. 4th base at the 4th. Ooh, treat yourself. Okay, Cure, calm down. Okay, I just lost some Marines. Reynor's just building roaches. He's got roaches with very little creep spread and mediocre upgrades. Cure's building tanks. Well, he was building tanks. He's not building any more tanks. He really should be building tanks. The double drops. Well, a little ham-fisted, but... Right on Reynor's 4th. Cure's 4th is done and is building a planetary. So, like... Well... Cure! He's out of there. Now we're back to this side. Okay, Cure... Not perfect double micro. Well... He got the 4th, though. That was the big catch. Oh, Cure almost went right into it, but he also then went into the roach. Like, the drops are not amazing. They're good enough, though. Like, he's not going to be picked last on the dodgeball team. Let's put it that way. On the dodgebiles team. Okay, maybe close to last, though. The dodgebiles team is... surprisingly light on players. Mostly because no one goes gross about. But here comes Reynor's attempt at winning this game. A solid spread from Cure. Not losing too many tanks in the first waves. Surprising amounts of medevacs going down, but Cure has tanks. He's got Marines. He's got Marauders. This doesn't get better for Reynor. It was about as good as it was going to get on that fight. He doesn't have 2-2 on the way. He's just building more roaches, and Cure's going to have +2. And +2 Carapace ain't far behind. He's building a couple tanks at a time, double factory. Cure, it's his game to lose. But, like, take your time, Cure. I know you will. Don't worry. Cross your T's, dot your I's. Make sure you got a copy for your records, like that's ever mattered. I know. Both sides dying to corrosive bile, maybe. Ooh. That's just too many like, Reynor's building +2 attack. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. How many medevacs have died? 3. Everyone to corrosive bile. But this is what Reynor needs to stay in the game. He needs these biles to keep landing. And they do keep landing. The problem is Marines and Marauders and Terran, and Cure has had enough. He's coming for his win. Reynor, I don't care how many championships you've won. Alright, a blue-collar, blue mineral Terran like me. You build your roaches. You build your Ravagers. You do your silly corrosive biles, but here we are. Elbow grease, and maybe way too much damage from the Hellbats. As the biles keep landing, and they keep not being enough. As the tanks step up. And, 2 games going roach, and 2 games falling. Cure on match point. After the 20-minute 2-0 of Reynor in the early groups, this is quite a difference. I don't know, like, that the Proxy Rax game, the roaches were more understandable. But I'm not sure, like, even if you suspect Hellbats, the roaches are kind of a confusing choice. Lings and Banes are perfectly good against most Hellbat builds, especially without medevacs, so. But Reynor tried the roaches again, and well, it cost him. So we are getting in towards match point in a surprising manner. But now's time for a quick advertisement, and we'll be right back. Hey everybody, I'm Winter, and I know times have been tough, but I'm here to tell you about Prime Gaming. After you subscribe and like on YouTube and leave a comment about how exciting Prime Gaming is, for some reason, you can go on to Twitch. If you have Amazon Prime, you can give me your Amazon Prime subscription, and I get more money, which is great. Get her done. Thank you guys for sticking around. I know ads are jarring, annoying, confusing, much like the current score of this series. Deja vu. I've just seen him do this build before. It's a Proxy Rax, and he's building it just right there. Wait, what? Why here? Is this... He seems very deliberate about it, too. Is this the spot? Wait, is this a 3-Rax wall? No, it's just... It seems perfectly calculated, and it may very well be... Well, Reynor's looking for Proxy Rax with his Overlord Scouts. You'll never expect it directly in the center of the map. The only downside to this is it's directly in the center of the map, so. Cure once again pulling out the advanced strategies. Reynor's not going to see it. Reynor did go pool first, though. Wait, what? What is happening? I swear, the map even kind of looks like... I don't even remember what map. What was it, Lightshade? The map is a similar color scheme. I got some intense deja vu. Like, wait, pool first? No, this isn't the same game. I keep checking. It's not the same. It's a different map. But here come the Zerglings. But this time, the Zerglings... There are the Speedulas. It feels like this is going to backfire. The Speedulas... Yeah, the Zerglings easily close the distance and then get distracted by one SCV. So... Now what? This is an interesting dynamic. Alright, we got the speed boosters here. There's no roach. I think Reynor will just not build any more roaches this series. Maybe in his career. Oh, we got one Marine. I wouldn't blame him. After what we just saw in the last 2 games. He's like, I lost to Cure 2 games in a row. It's like, alright, no more. Take the R key off the keyboard. Replace it with like a clone of the Z key. And there you go. There's my build. Yeah, this is... I was kind of surprised this isn't what Reynor did in the first Proxy Racks game. Because, like, it's only 2 racks. He can only build so many Marines. Like, all you have to do is kill the Marines. I think Reynor wanted to just end the game outright on Lightshade. Yeah, he just kind of killed all the Marines. Well, there you go. I don't... there you go. And that's how you do it. He didn't even build the racks in a way that, like, kind of walled off. I mean, Reynor only has 24 drones. There's a command center a third of the way down about. Reynor's much better off than he was in the previous match. The previous proxy match. But since it's only a 2 racks and he didn't really pull any extra SCVs, it is by no means over. Well, we'll see how close we are to just beginning. Yeah, I think Reynor has essentially sworn off of roaches. If he builds a roach warren now, I will... His little brother, who plays Terran and is Grandmaster, from my understanding. Yeah, be scared. Took over and was like, no, roaches always kill me. It's like, well, study cure. Also, use both hands. $12 more Zerglings. 14 more Zerglings. The poor man's Viking. Yeah, just load me up. We'll go get him. Don't we have dedicated air-to-air? Nope. Oh, where are you going? Okay. No. Alright, we'll get there. Good job, boys. Thanks, Lester. The Zerglings don't even have speed. That's a lot of Zerglings. Well, I think this is Reynor saying, I just don't want to die. No more stupid Hellbat builds. No more silly Marine timings. Reynor has built 26 lanes, which is enough to defend essentially anything that's coming out right now. Though the Hellion count is growing. There is a Baneling nest. Okay, this seems like a more reasonable response. Cure? Cure! There's Zerglings! Yeah, he saw him. Zerglings, there's Cure! Now that we all know each other. Oh. Put another lane on. Oh, he loses. Okay. He loses almost 3 Hellions. It was about best case scenario for Reynor. I'm not sure why he keeps loading up the Marines. Just do something. I don't know. He's got Hellbats. But there are Queens. There are Banelings. Reynor is well prepared. He's got 62 drones to 32 SCVs. And meanwhile, Zerglings in the natural, which Cure is paying no... That's over. Alright. Well, that was a little better. Yeah, okay. Reynor's... He woke back up. Okay, and it just ends. It's just over. Okay. There you go. Yeah. Kira was already way behind, but... yeah. Which brings us... Who cares how we got here? It brings us to the ace match. And we'll do quick reintroductions. And on the edge of elimination for a couple games now. The world champion. It's Reynor. And in the top left, the everyman Terran finding his way into this match. Really just putting the work in and putting a couple wins on the board. Can he find just one more? There are no barracks out on the map, for better or worse. It's Cure. Yeah, Reynor he completely adapted in that last match. Every bit of issue that he had with Hellbats and Proxy Rex, every bit of it got slapped down with extreme prejudice. And that's the Reynor we know. I don't know what he was doing with the Roaches. I still don't know. Like, he didn't need them in the first game, and he didn't really want them in the second, but he tried it. I would love to hear, maybe there was an explanation, but, like, they're bad. Roaches are bad, okay? Their entire intent is to be bad. They're just they're the unit you build when you can't build anything else, and that's never the place you want to be. SCV Scout, it looks like we're going to have a nice, slow, comfortable start. Romanticide has made for some epic match points. I don't know how it ends up here so much, but I feel like Romanticide is the final match of so many series. Like, it's a map that's not weird enough that people veto it, but it's also not the first pick for any race. Like, there are some good things for Terran. You've got the mineral walls that can be part of tank pushes. You've got a relatively easy to defend third. But there's also a lot of opportunity for Zerg. There's a lot of open field, especially once you clear up the rocks. There's a rich Vespine geyser as well, which helps out a lot with Hive Tech. Ah, yes. Loud and clear. Third command center, or die trying. That is the massive difference between this and the first series. Is essentially, like, only last game has Kira not been able to get a third CC. But this game, 4 for 5 in this series. 3 CC before Starport. Reynor doesn't have a third. I'm looking at now. Like, it's not that late. 3:15. The Reaper has done a good job of denying it. There is Zergling speed and Overlord speed. You kind of get an idea of the important upgrades there. Okay, not even close. Oh no. Oh no. Jimmy. Kind of overstayed his welcome though. It is going to be a long-winded 2-on-1. Kira's going to lean on the Marine drops, which have not been his greatest strength in this series, but they do force the Zerg player to respect them. They do have to use their larva on plenty of Zerglings, and then some Banelings. They have to continue the queen production. Like, Reynor doesn't even have a, one of those Baneling nest. Or any Evo chambers. Or any Evo chambers. Sorry, one more time. Evolution chambers. I actually am wondering where they are. Is he gonna go straight to Spire? Once again, the armory coming in. Cure only builds an armory when, like, in Terran versus Protoss, Cure only builds an armory for Widow Mines, not for upgrades. And in Terran versus... Wait, what even is the armory for? He only you have 3 Hellions. He's not even building any more Hellions. He's like, well, that's enough for me. Okay. Worth an armory. He may have forgotten to build some more Hellions. Anyways, the Evo chambers on the way. Is that a Dropper Lord? There's a Dropper Lord on the way. Huh. Oh, he's gonna drop Lings! Anything to counterattack. I like it. He already has Overlord speed, but Cure's army is pretty dangerous here. There's only a couple Banelings. Just gotta take 2 of them. Just 2 Banelings. A lot of Overlords die. The Zergling drop, though. The 2-pronged anything has been a deadly choice. 1-1 starts for Cure. Oh, he saw it! But the Marines can't decide what they're... God. Cure. Wow. He really microed his heart out in his main. Almost lost the Marine. I think there was a double stim in there. Meanwhile, the Zergling counterattack. The Zerglings just run by while the Queens defend this push on their own. Unfortunately, though, Cure did lose a lot of his reinforcements to the Overlord drop. Cure coming back with everyone, which is something you can do. No, and then he goes right back out. The F2 key getting a strong workout this game. Almost making it look intentional here. Only 3 SCVs, so it could have been worse. Will Cure remember he already has an armory? He only built the 3 Hellbats here, so... Having the 2-2 in a timely manner is always good. Reynor, 72 drones and counting. 4 bases and counting. 1-1, and he's still kind of far off 2-2. Cure is perfectly fine economically and has a solid infrastructure. He's got his 5 Rex done. The Queens caught and killed. 2 of them. Creep spread being dealt with. Cure finishing up his 1-1. If he gets his 2-2 on time, he's looking real good here. Yeah, 2-2 starts out as he continues his great wall against the Zerglings. He's focusing on those things that give him a larger margin for error. The upgrades are very important in this lane bane. Still no Widow Mines. Cure working this. Oh, this is awkward. This is trouble, and this... Oh, that went poorly. That went even more poorly. So Cure, this is how nightmares... This is why Terrans don't go outside. Okay? That's what happens. So both drops, not killed, but severely... Oh, he picks up some more. What could go right? You see, now you fly. Okay. If you fly, the Banelings can't kill you. Yep, that's right. That's correct. Oh, there you go. Really put that knowledge to use. Reynor has a hive on the way. He's got 85 drones. He's going on, what, 6 hatches here? Something like that. The Marines get with the program, a little bit of scan action. A lot of Lings and Banes making their way back. There's not much in the way of defenses, and the Lings on their own aren't going to cut it. Oh, well. There you go. Clean pickup. Meanwhile, this is... No, don't sit there. What are you doing? He's on creep, right? No. Reynor doesn't see it. I'm not sure if Kira's 100% on that, but yeah, the tanks need to siege. Oh. If Reynor found that army. The creep denial is good. 2-2's on the way, but the hive tech is done for Reynor. He's got an Ultralist Cavern on the way. 2-2 finishing up. 2-2 now done for Cure. Does he start that 3-3 on time? He's got money in the bank. Cure! Oh my god. Here we go again. Here I go. Dropping again. Has it all the way over here. Clearing creep across the board. Doing a good job of it. He's maxed out. A lot of tanks. Here comes the rest of this army. The medevacs find an opportunity. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, whoop. There you go. There are ultras not yet on the field. 116 Lings. Reynor doesn't have too many drones, so he still has a pretty scary army to bring to bear. 1 scouting SCV. How did he end up here? The world may never know. Oh no, Cure. Cure just bringing everything together. Oh, we're okay. Yep. Keeping Reynor guessing. That was, I'm sure, the intent. A lot of Bane. Oh. Ooh. Maybe some Widow Mines. Oh no. Okay. Maybe some Widow Mines. We could do some Widow Mines. Ultras. No, not Ultras. Those are Overlords. Easily confused for Ultras. This is actually quite a good positioning for the Marines. Picks them up. Moves them back. Stepping forward. Oh. Oh. I mean, it's not going wrong for Cure, but it's also not really going right. He's still pushing. He's got 3-3 on the way. His economy has been untouched. Like, Reynor's on the back foot. He has almost no creep. Why does it feel like Cure's struggling? Oh, this is why. Here comes the whole neighborhood. Blinding Cloud, Zerglings, Banelings. Where did the Marines go? 2 tanks on the high ground, though. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know if that was better, Reynor. The Liberators are untouched. Yeah, how do you kill the Liberator's still just going. That Liberator, 13 kills, 9 kills. Liberator's just been going at it. Doing a good job. Cure's like, you know what? Actually, I like it. Liberator's a good unit. I think everyone agrees. There are Ultras on the way now, which is going to be the next step of the process. No Spire, but 7 Queens! Hashtag Yas Queens. Reynor's like, I need an anti-air unit. Queens. I love it. We're 13 minutes in, maxed out upgrades. No ranged attack upgrades, but he trusts the... Oh my. Ow. Gotta trust the Queens. Meanwhile, here come the Queens to help deal with this. The drops are confusing. Rock in a hard place. The Ultra's just chomping through. This fight is... yes. Okay. They're back on the ground. There's a lot of bio and the Liberators to back them up. As much as I love Queens, Queens not... There's no Hydras, though. What is there? Get a Spire. He needs a Spire. Like, once Cure discovers the power of Liberators to an even greater extent, at some point, you just need to get Corruptors. That point was probably about a minute ago. Reynor will build a Spire, begrudgingly. Oh, the overlords. That's unfortunate. Just kind of hanging out. Oh, Liberator. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Kira's just kind of all over the place, but in a good way this time. Reynor is on the ropes. Kira has chipped away at Raynor's position and is now has him up against the wall. And now Kira, that it doesn't necessarily mean Raynor's about to lose. But Kira's been getting more and more decisive with his attacks. He's realizing he has the army to, well, watch out. Well, here come the queens. Or there go the queens. This is not getting better. Raynor's struggling. The bio army finding a lot of drones. Kira still has 75. The counterattacks have not been there. The counter damage has not been there. There hasn't been anything keeping Kira from just F2ing his units across the map. He's got a good tank spread. He's got a lot of liberators. He still has plenty of bio underneath. He's got a stew going. Look at the supply. There are no liberators here. There are some banelings. The banelings really do want to find the ghosts. They will. There's no liberators with this, which is making things difficult until the snipes come through. Reynor dipping in supply. The world champion has queens and banes, which are usually good, but they're just not great. Cure comes in. Here comes everyone. Come on, boys. Meat's back on the menu. We budgeted for it. And Cure is about to... There's not... He's dead. Reynor should be dead. Okay. Like, I want to make sure, but... There's no cure for this. The ghosts getting work done. The lack of anti-air, a real issue. The snipes, the Ultra's still doing a great job, but... Oh, I mean, it was probably unintentional, but what a way to GG. I can't rule out. Oh, ugh. And honestly, who can blame him? I can on one hand say it was probably an accident, while on the other hand saying it probably wasn't. Ugh. Ooh. Cure beats Reynor. You can't sleep on Cure because Cure will wake up for his shift. And he will put the work in. And he deserved it. Reynor spent a couple games flirting with roaches and he wasted that time. And that left him with one game to lose. And here we are. So, congratulations, Cure. I'm making it out. Defeating the world champion. What do you think? Like, subscribe, ring the bell. I hope you enjoyed that full story at the stay-at-home story cup. On the bright side, this frees Reynor up to commentate, so. Thank you for watching. Good luck, and have fun.